I will tell you that, on the street today,
Please
when I
stand.
was out on the street, people are very friendly.
All right.
Anybody wearing green?
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman,
Present.
Thomas Wood,
Here.
Barbara Hebert,
Here.
Charles Costick,
Here.
Dana Isabella is absent, James Coffey,
Here.
and I am present.
Before we get into tonight's meeting, I'm going to ask for a moment of silence from the town board. It is with deep sadness to note that we lost a member of our volunteer team member, Sharon Rabideau, a longtime member, 20-plus years of the Zoning Board of Appeals, and passed away. So give a moment of silence for him. Thank you. We'll go into resolution 66, approve the minute of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of February 3rd, 10th, and 17th of 2022 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Seconded.
I'm going to go with Hebert. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Is there anyone for public comment this evening? Seeing nothing for public comment, we'll advance to resolution 67, the abstract.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 3B-22 for $314,774.43. Abstract 3B-22 prepays for the amount of $458,606.68 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution 68, monthly department reports.
Resolved to receive and place on file monthly department head reports for February for the following: Building and Grounds, Highway Superintendent, Parks and Recreation, Water, Wastewater, Codes and Zoning, Planning and Community Development for March, Supervisor's Financial Report, and the Town Clerk for February as well.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, Wood, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 69, adopt the former Clinton County Airport Smart Growth Plan updates.
Whereas the town's existing comprehensive land use plan was authorized in 2010 and updated with the Town Center Smart Growth Plan in 2021. And whereas it was determined that an update of the comprehensive plan specifically focused on the vacant, approximately 500-acre former Clinton County Airport was necessary for purposes of reducing sprawl, creating a unified development strategy, reducing energy consumption, providing for multimodal transportation, improving design guidelines, creating an authentic sense of place, and reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And whereas the Public Advisory Committee, composed of residents, landowners, planning and zoning staff, and board members, was instituted by the supervisor to assist in the planning update process. And whereas the Public Advisory Committee has successfully developed a former Clinton County Airport Smart Growth Plan, an update to the Town Comprehensive Plan, and whereas the Public Advisory Committee has provided a final draft of the plan recommended for adoption by the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh. And whereas the Town Board scheduled and held a public hearing on February 3rd, 2022 at Town Hall Meeting Room as part of the Town Board's consideration of 1, the environmental impact of, and 2, the adoption of the Town Center Smart Growth Plan, a comprehensive plan update. Whereas the Clinton County Planning Board was provided a copy of the Town Center Smart Growth Plan for their review in accordance with General Municipal Law 239M and has responded with their approval of the action by Resolution 19-22 on March 2nd of 22. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board does hereby adopt the former Clinton County Airport Smart Growth Plan with supporting maps, plans, and reports as an official amendment and update of the Town Comprehensive Plan. It is further resolved that the Town Board does hereby direct the Town Planning Department to make arrangements to have the former Clinton County Airport Smart Growth Plan duplicated and made accessible to the town website. And be it further resolved that the town board does hereby direct the town supervisor to forward to each member of the town board, town planning board, and town zoning board a copy of the town center smart growth plan. And be it further resolved that the town board does hereby direct the town supervisor to forward to each member of the public advisory committee a copy of the town center smart growth plan with a letter of appreciation for the work and effort in the preparation of the document. It is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the town clerk, planning and community development department, and codes enforcement office.
So one of the things I'm gonna ask, we had, we need to make one I would like to make one adjustment. I wanna make sure that secret gets filed before, this. So thank you for reading that. I'd like to reassign this number 70, with no objection, and hold on the motion just for the moment, and,
For the seeker?
and go to the, and go to the seeker.
And that's 06, that'll be 69.
So that will be 69. So we're just gonna flip the two
Yep.
resolutions.
That makes sense.
Katie, can you read the secret determination for 2022, former Clinton County Airport Smart Growth Plan, Comprehensive Land Use Plan Amendment?
Whereas Environmental Conservation Law 69, or NYCRR, Part 617, State Environmental Quality Review, provides for the review of projects which constitute an action with respect to the effect of such projects on the environment. And whereas a determination of the effort of said project or action on the environment is necessary to determine whether a draft environmental impact statement is required, and whereas the effects of the project or action on the environment are to be examined by all involved agencies, and whereas the town board has before it the project or action known as the former Clinton County Smart Growth Plan, a comprehensive land use plan amendment. And whereas the project has been determined to be a type 1 action requiring the assessment of its effect upon the environment, and whereas a public hearing was held on February 3rd, 2022, to hear from members of the public comments in response to the draft for consideration prior to approval. And whereas the town board did authorize and direct copies of the draft town center smart growth plan to be forwarded and referred to involved agencies as required. And whereas the town board was determined to be a lead agency, and if no objection is made from any other involved agency, the lead agency, in accordance with Part 617 State Environmental Quality Review, for purpose of assessing the effect of the project on the environment. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Plattsburgh, New York, as follows. That 1, the town board acting as the lead agency has received a completed full environmental assessment form, parts 1 and 2, a true copy which is attached here to, map, plan, and related materials giving information about the project and its potential effects on the environment, together with all written comments and written evidence of oral comments provided by involved agencies. Collectively, the environmental compliance file. 2, the town board does hereby determine after careful review and consideration of all environmental compliance file that 1, the town board has taken a hard look at all environmental aspects of the project. 2, the environment review of the project is not subject to segmentation. 3, a public hearing on the smart growth plan was held for the adoption process. And 4, the project will not have a significant effect on the environment pursuant to the information presented in Part 1. Project information. In Part 2, project impacts and their magnitude, and the environmental compliance file. And that therefore the preparation of a draft environmental impact statement is not required. 3, the town board of the town does not hereby authorize, the town board does hereby authorize and direct the supervisor or town planning department to have prepared a notice of no significant environmental impact, negative declaration for the project. 4, the notice of no significant environmental impact, negative declaration, shall be disseminated to those involved agencies and governmental units as required by the Environmental Conservation Law and any local law of the town. And the environmental compliance file, as aforesaid, shall be maintained on file at the town hall offices of the town board and made available for public inspection at regular business hours of the town. 5, this resolution shall become effective immediately upon its adoption by the town board of the town.
Is there a motion to the
So moved.
resolution? Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion?
Just one thing, Michael, the 4th whereas, known as the former Clinton County, should the word airport not be in there? Airport smart growth plan,
I will see that it gets added.
just for clarification.
Thank you. Perfect.
Costick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution carries. With no need to reread item 70, but I will say the header, just for clarity, to adopt the former Clinton County Airport Smart Growth Plan with no objection. We will waive the reading and seek a motion to adopt the resolution as previously read. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'm gonna go Tom. I'm gonna go Heber. Is there any discussion of this resolution?
I'm always glad to know that we always say it's an update for the comprehensive, the town comprehensive plan, because it's just an important chapter that goes in there as opposed to replacing it.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution is carried. Thank you for that adjustment. Resolution 71, agreement with Eagles Nest Veterinary Services for dangerous dogs in the town of Plattsburgh.
Whereas on occasion it is necessary for the dog control officers to kennel dangerous dogs and provide other kennel services as appropriate and approved by the supervisor. And whereas Eagles Nest Veterinary Hospital has submitted a renewal agreement to the town for service from March 24th, 2022 to March 23rd, 2023, with a retainer of $500 as stated in the agreement. Therefore be it resolved that after the town's attorney review, the supervisor be authorized to sign an agreement between Eagles Nest Veterinary Services and the town of Plattsburgh to meet the regulations from agricultural and markets concerning dangerous dogs and any rules and regulation promulgated pursuant thereto in relation to the seizure, holding, care, redemption, and disposition of seized dogs in the town of Plattsburgh. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the temporary dog control officer, the town clerk, and Eagles Nest Veterinary at 34 Skyway Plaza, Suite 2, Plattsburgh, New York, 12901.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Bostic, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 72, zoning fee schedule 2022.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh, June 2021 zoning ordinance, as amended, provides for an in article, looks like 12, that fees to be charged shall be set as set forth by the town board, and from time to time may be amended after a public hearing thereon, to be held at least 10 days after publication of the notice of the time and place of such respective hearing. And whereas the Codes and Zoning Department has proposed changes to the zoning fee schedule in the past, it is necessary to review and update them again. And whereas the town board duly called for a public hearing for the consideration of the aforesaid zoning fee schedule update and gave due notice thereof, as required by law. And whereas said public hearing was held by this town board at the town hall at 151 Banker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, on the 10th day of March 2022 at 6:05 p.m. of said day, at which time the proposed zoning fee schedule change was made available. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh, after review and discussion of said proposed change to the zoning fee schedule, duly authorized by Article 12, does hereby receive and place on file the proposed change, which changes as set forth in the attached zoning fee schedule 2022. It is further resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board, after review and discussion of said proposed changes to the zoning fee schedule, does hereby adopt the attached amended zoning fee schedule dated 2022. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective immediately, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Codes and Zoning Department, and a copy be updated to the Codes and Zoning Department website.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Bostic, is there a second?
Seconded.
Heber, any discussion? Seeing none. Can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. Resolution carries. Thank you. Resolution 73, active community plan funding.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh has several projects identified in the Clinton County Health Department Active Community Concept Plan that qualify for grant funding under the same program. And whereas in coordination with the Clinton County Health Department, a budget for the purchase of bicycle and pedestrian-related amenities and signs has been prepared. And whereas the grantor, Clinton County, will reimburse the town for the purchase of the items listed therein. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Board does hereby agree to utilize Clinton County grant funding on a reimbursable basis for the purchase of equipment and signs listed on the CHSC Complete Streets Concept Plan budget. And be it further resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Board does hereby authorize the supervisor to sign and execute any documentation, agreements, and invoices associated with this grant opportunity.
Is there a motion? 'Motion? 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 '
framework of collaboration between the town and county, and whereas the town of Plattsburgh will receive a $7,880 Creating Healthy Schools and Community Grant Award. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the town supervisor to sign the memorandum of understanding with the Clinton County Health Department to utilize the $7,880 CHS&C Grant Award. And be it further resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the town in the amount of $7,880 to be used to purchase materials or supplies that are linked to the adoption and or implementation of complete streets policies, plans, and practices. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Planning and Community Development Department and the Finance Manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert, any discussion? Seeing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 75.
Whereas Ms. Deborah Patnode has submitted a letter of
I'll
retirement
call you afterwards.
from her position of secretary to the supervisor effective April 1st, 2022. Therefore be it resolved that the town board accept and place on file Ms. Patnode's letter of retirement from the town of Plattsburgh. Be it further resolved that the town board with appreciation for her service during her tenure to the town of Plattsburgh, and be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and a copy placed in Ms. Patnode's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert,
Second, resolved, worded properly?
the copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and a copy placed in.
Yes.
So resolved that town board appreciation for service?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, there's one correction there, yeah. I want to take a moment for discussion just to point out two things. As has become somewhat of a tradition, just to highlight some of the letters of our colleagues when they submit this. In Deborah's letter, she notes not only will this serve as her formal intent to retire from the town of Plattsburgh, but, and I quote, "I have enjoyed my time at the town and wish bigger and better things for the town, this office, and my colleagues, and thank you all for the opportunity to be part of the town Plattsburgh team." I would like to say that I have been, it's tough to see anybody from any team, member from a team leave. I've been very, very grateful and very heartfelt for Deborah's service to the town. She's obviously served two different supervisors. She's provided a wealth of institutional memory, and for that I'm very grateful for it. She has been dogged in her approach to serve constituents, like ferreting out information, by just being a wealth of resources. It's amazing the number of people that call the town Plattsburgh supervisor line, and they're not necessarily looking for our office, but they know that that is an office that they can get the right resources, either here in town hall or elsewhere. And Deborah has become kind of an expert in a multitude of different things in the region as a wonderful resource. So forever grateful for that, and just want to again publicly thank her. We still have her for some time. I'm glad about that, and just very thankful for her service.
In addition to very gracious person.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, very, very, very much so.
Willing to help.
Yep, yep. With nothing further, I will, with sadness, accept a roll call vote.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
And with regret, but yes, resolution is carried. Thank you. Resolution 76, appointment of Heather Corney to the Assessment Board of Review.
Whereas a vacancy exists for a member of the Board of Assessment Review, and whereas Ms. Heather Corneen, a resident of the town of Plattsburgh, is willing to serve as a member of the Assessment Board of Review, therefore be it resolved that the town board does hereby appoint Ms. Corneen to the Assessment Board of Review for a term to expire September 30th of 2025. Be it further resolved that Ms. Corneen take an oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the board chairperson and the town assessor.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second?
Wood, is there any discussion?
This, you had already checked out the date, right? The 5-year term. Yeah.
Confirmed it with Brian, discussion.
Anything further? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
and Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution carries. I do know of the need to go into executive session regarding collective bargaining negotiations per Article 14 of the Civil Service Law. No formal actions to be taken. What is there a motion to be effective?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Ebert, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, we will effectively go into executive session at 6:21